Okay, we need to get started. Call to order. Since you need to go, I will let you go first.
Okay, first off, Don's in the hospital. If you didn't know that, he's been having some heart issues and lung issues, smoker of course. Went in for lung issues originally, he had some pneumonia, but he's also got a couple of blockages that they want to work on. But they couldn't work on him because his lungs were distressed. Now they've got the lungs distressed, pretty much taken care of. He was going through some AFib, but they got that stopped, so they're going to be doing the procedure today. He's got 2 blockages they're going to work on, so he'll be back obviously as soon as he can. The restroom situation is all taken care of through PCI, but also we've got Ms. Robinson who will help do whatever needs to be done while Don's gone. So that's all covered, in case there are reports due, so we ought to be good to go. I've got a couple of financial things that you need to probably be aware of, as we have just been made aware of. In fact, Susan and Bruce are going to a conference to talk about this when they get there. You know, we were told originally from Dave Bodorf that the ERP money, once we changed that to revenue shortfall, that we were okay. Now they've come back and they are telling everybody that has to be committed, contract committed, by the end of the year. So even Bodorf's saying that now. That's a complete different story. While Roy and I understood when it was first.
Absolutely.
We were told when it was transferred over, there's no obligation to it anymore. Now they're saying it has to be, and will be audited. Our understanding will be audited. Anything that's not contracted will have to go back. So we're going to have to get that under contract, but they'll know for sure after this conference they go to. We have plenty of projects underway that we could use that money for, but what I need, and I know Roy's provided it before, I need to know what we got, because if we come back and they audit us and it turns out that there was another 100,000 there that we didn't commit, we're going to have to give that back. So we just got to make sure, even if it's a number larger than what you think it might be, just to make sure we're covered, because it sounds like for some reason they changed their minds on that completely now. And like I said, even Bodorf saying, oh yeah, it's got to be committed.
That's not
what he told us.
Yeah, because they always said if you claimed it for revenue replacement, then it was basically that was.
Now they changed that. And I questioned Bruce on that because I couldn't believe that was true, because we've been told all along that took care of that.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah, the answer with the revenue replacement was that you could absolutely at that point just transfer it straight over to the general fund or whatever, and it was done. Now, we didn't do that. We kept it in its own fund, but
apparently you can still spend it on anything now.
Yeah, you can spend it, of course, on
but you have to spend it.
Yeah, well, that would make that whole process. If we would have done a transfer back then, it would have been just completely.
So if you can get a number to me pretty quickly, we've got a couple months, but we've got enough projects. We can take care of the copper stuff at the jail. We got the new Xsoft software that has to be paid for. We're going to pay for anyway. So we got things we can commit it to. We just need to know what that number is to make sure we don't.
Just make sure that we have it all committed.
Because if we don't commit it, it's got to go back.
Okay.
That's the word right now. And the other word on money is, Doug Whiteside had been to a conference with Convention Visitors Commissions, and the State Board of Accounts was there. And some counties had been giving just money to spend as they need on whatever they want to need. And the State Board of Accounts now is telling them, we haven't got word yet, telling them they can't do that. That, for instance, we give you money out of the 8% that we get and use that for first responders. Now it sounds like, although we have not been told yet, it sounds like you're going to have to give us the information and we'll have to write the checks to those first responders instead of going into you guys general fund and you do with it as you want. So why that's come up, I don't know, but that's what they are being told. It has to be done by State Board of Accounts. So just so you know.
Okay.
So at the end of the year, you know who you're going to send it to. We can just write the check. I hate to give something else for a dying to have to do, but if that's what it takes to use it, that's what we do. So. But that's
one thing we could do about that too, to prevent that being a problem, is sit down with Spencer again and have him actually get that piece of that statute correct.
Yeah.
And to where it specifically designates that public safety is an acceptable expense and can be done. I mean, all we have to do is have him. We've talked about it a number of times. Of having him actually correct the rest of it.
He probably can.
And that, I don't see that would be a problem to get him.
That's why I told Diane, we'll just do it the way we've always done. State Board of Accounts come back and say you can't do it that way, then we just don't do it that way. We correct it and you give the money back and we write the check or whatever it has to do. But it surely won't come to that.
They have just probably just noted in their audit.
The only other thing with bridge repairs, just so you know about, Melcher's still ongoing, still waiting for DNR, still waiting for the state to get the permits, the Corps of Engineers especially. get those permits done. The new drawings have been done. If you recall what happened there, we were ready to go with the Melcher Bridge. They were going to pin into the concrete abutments and pour new faces on that, and they drill into it to begin to put the pins in, and there was nothing behind that concrete face, so they had to go back to a square one and redraw everything. As a result of redrawing, they had to get new permits, which is ridiculous to me. You're just doing it a different way, but you gotta get permits from DNR as well as Corps of Engineers, so that's a slow process still. So Dan's gonna put a temporary roof on the bridge setting on the road there at their expense. Gonna put that temporary roof on it. We will cover the lower chords, because winter's coming, snow's always a concern, getting water in the cracks in the wood, and then have to freeze again, so it will be protected, but it's gonna take some effort to get that done. We have two bridges that, the one has been contracted for a couple of years, and they haven't got there yet. Thorpe Ford needed to be recited, now it needs roof repairs too. Our highway department's gonna put the metal roof back down. The big wind blew up one part of it. So they'll put that back down, but we'll have to re-roof that as well. The CBC always helps with that cost on reciting. So that's still in the works, and Nevins Bridge is gonna need some work too. It says apparently a log hit some of the siding when the water was high, and it's knocked some of the siding off. So we'll fix that as well. We will probably paint Nevins Bridge. Nevins Bridge has kind of been famous as the unpainted bridge forever, but the siding doesn't last, of course, because you don't have any protection on it. So we are probably going to go ahead and paint that like all the rest of them. Other than that, I think that's about all we got.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
If you think something won't go on, just text me something. I can always answer if I can, so.
Sure, no problem. All right, good luck with the festival. Yep.
Thanks.
Yep. Katie?
We're almost done with reassessment. We are in union and it's almost done. Then we'll go back to sales validation. So otherwise, everything's going smoothly.
Good deal. Good deal. Sheriff?
There for a while, we were, had 0 out-of-county inmates. We're up to 5 from Vigo. Hope to have 10 here this next week, and then 10 more from Morgan County, so that should increase our inmate billing for the year. That's all the news I have.
Thank you. Chris?
I need the council's approval to apply for a grant for the salary reimbursement. This is $18,450 to do it every year. That's the first thing. Second thing is the hazard mitigation team that's writing the plan. We came up with some hazards here in the county, and I just got to tell you what they are. And then you guys can, if you want to have any disagreements with that, you can certainly talk to me. Biggest hazard we came up with was tornadoes. After that, severe winds causing power outages, and then flash flooding, knocking out bridges and roads and flooding people's houses. And then the last thing would be dealing with the sheriff's new internet infrastructure. We did receive a grant from the state, and it's only for $5,150, which just covers the cybersecurity aspect of the project. So I think it's, how much was it? Was it like,
220.
yeah, so it's not even a rounding error, right? But it's better than not having the $5,000, but
Kind of hoping for a little more, weren't we?
I was too. I asked for 150 and got 5,150.
Generous. Okay, so you need approval from us to apply for that
For the grant.
reimbursement.
So moved.
All in favor? Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Here, thank you. Okay, Hamilton Center.
Yeah, I wanted to introduce Amanda Adams Washburn. She's the program manager. She's been in her position 3, going on 4 years. She's just new to attending today, and give you our first quarter snippet, I guess. July 1st through September 30th is our first quarter. So we've had 10 referrals from Southwest Park School Corporation, 3 referrals from North Central Park School Corporation, 5 court referrals, and 19 referrals from the Department of Child Services. So I just want to share that data.
Okay, thank you very much. Planning Commission,
I have nothing to bring forward.
nothing reported.
We might want to introduce our new planning.
yeah.
Our administrator, this is Beth Martin.
Hi.
She's taking Cassie's place. She's our new administrator for planning and zoning. And
How soon can I get her out to look at all these dumps that are around?
probably yet today. She is,
I got two on my list.
yeah, she is.
There's one just north of Belmore. It's like, the address is just north of Belmore on 59, west side.
Okay.
It's a house trailer, trash everywhere. I don't know the address. It's be like, just right at the edge of the town of Belmore.
You
I'll get
recognize it.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah, you're not-
recognize it when
you're not
you
gonna
see
miss
it.
Yeah, you
It's all grown up, trash everywhere.
Gotcha.
remember where the school used to be?
Yeah.
Well, it's the first place south of there.
Yeah, it's just
Actually,
right
where-
that's where the school, that's where the school was.
Yeah, it's probably is
It
the same
actually
place.
is.
I'll get up there.
Great, well, just take a look. I think you'll be.
We're very, very fortunate to have Beth. I can tell you that. Things have already,
Thank you.
things are already moving.
Good,
So,
good deal.
and if you get a letter in the mail, you better pay attention.
I hope I don't get one.
Well, we're looking at your place.
Okay, well, that's all right. The yard needs mowed, I can tell you that. You'll have to come out, you'll have to come out and check that.
Did you get the ones I asked you about on our list?
They are on the list. The one on the east side of Justin, the sheriff and I have talked about it. We think it might be under some insurance negotiations, so I'm gonna follow up on that today.
Okay.
We have 7 that we are in the process of notifying and then setting hearings for.
Good.
See, like I
Wow,
said, if you get a letter, you better do something.
yes,
She's
thank
on-
you.
Sure.
Good deal. Mary Alice?
Nothing new.
Nothing new? Okay. All right. Public comments? Oh, okay. I think we covered all of the body. And the main. Okay, go to approval of the minutes. We got the budget hearings and then regular meeting.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the minutes, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have some additionals.
So it looks like Julie Lanzone is requesting $13,500 for operating supplies, educational training, and professional training.
That is for, when our EMS service took over Vermillion County, they had a program over there, I believe with North Vermillion, where they have the prior provider provided, or had a training course for North Vermillion High School students, if I recall. And that then got assumed by Parke County EMS. They pay, I mean, this is not money that we're paying out, it just needs to be appropriated and then the students or the school corporation, whomever it is, pays. So, I mean, this is we'll get this money back in fees, student fees, but we hadn't appropriated money for her to run that course for them.
The next one is for overtime salaries and service contracts for the lit emergency.
Yeah, this is the lit EMS fund. The service contracts number is up because of billings. The way the billing company bills is a percentage of the amount that they bill out and charges that the EMS sends to them, and their billings number is significantly higher, as you already know, and so the cost of the service contract goes up from that. And then the overtime side of it is more about having one of her full-time employees out for an extended period of time for medical. And an estimation, of course, that we make at budget time, that sometimes we get right, sometimes we don't.
Okay, the next one is out of the ARP fund. It's for an EMS chest compression system. It was an invoice that was overlooked in '23.
Yeah, these are the Lucas devices that we bought out of the ARP fund for the volunteer fire departments. And she said one of the invoices never got paid.
Any questions?
just like that.
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah. Motion made and.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Reappropriate funds.
This is in regards to damages, I do believe, to some EMS vehicles. One was a car accident, the other was a deer accident. She's asking to reappropriate it to vehicle maintenance.
Yeah, and these
I wonder if
are,
that was the one, those are for, one of them's for me. and then-
yes,
Yeah.
the second one is Vermillion. That's the 50169 in your letter that's attached, or with us. That's the Vermillion one, so that's being reappropriated into that dedicated home rule fund. And then the other one is into, that's lit EMS, which is, I think, the deer.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure, if you don't mind, yeah, I'm gonna say here.
He moved, I second, vote.
Okay, Tom moved, JB seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and, you have your monthly cash flow statement from the auditor. Thank you. Monthly reports, redevelopment did not meet.
The redevelopment did not meet, and we are still waiting on everything to get in line for closing on the bank building, and I cannot sit here to tell you when that may be at this point. There is issues with getting somebody to sign due to some health issues on one of the other associated properties, and it just keeps dragging out. We did get in front of the town, the ordinance to vacate a portion of Market Street to coincide with the survey that was done on the bank building, and they heard that Monday night at the town board meeting.
Okay, courthouse security did not meet. Planning commission.
Yes, we did meet, and the main order of business was to appropriate Beth, or not appropriate, sorry about that, appoint. Well, whatever.
We know what you meant.
Yeah. That was a unanimous vote, and then that passed on to commissioners, and they also unanimous, so we now have a valid director in the planning and zoning office.
Great. Solid waste?
Did not meet.
Okay, new business. Talk about the ordinance to adjust the tax rates.
Yeah, we had the public hearing on this last month, and this ordinance 2024-12 would reallocate
I know that we
the...
have copies of that. Is there in the pack? Or maybe
No, I
didn't
brought
see it.
one. So we had them, I think we were giving them last month.
Okay,
so-
that's fine. You might just go.
I will. Again, it's a very important thing to note here that the total county income tax rate is unchanged at 2.65%, but the allocation will change as follows. From the certified shares category, 1.47% currently will go to 1.41%. Public safety will remain unchanged at 0.25%. Economic development, that is the lit edit fund, will go from 0.34% to 0.39%. The property tax relief rate currently sits at 0.4%, and it will remain at 0.4%. And the lit EMS fund will go from 0.19 to 0.20%. There is an error on this that needs to be corrected. No, you have it right on that one. This one does not. That's good. I have the wrong number for property tax relief rate. Where we further go into the allocation categories for property tax relief will remain unchanged at 50% for all property tax categories and 50% for homesteads. That is unchanged. Certified shares amount, which I've stated already, certified shares, but part of that is the levy freeze rate. The actual certified shares amount will remain unchanged at 1%. And what we're actually here to reduce is the levy freeze rate, which will go from 0.47 to 0.41%. And that 0.06% is what's being moved around. And that is done because the levy freeze amount is unchanged now since we followed the property tax levies. And we are building a balance in the stabilization fund for that, and that money can do nothing but be used to make up for a shortfall in the collections for levy freeze. So there's no reason to build more and more money into that fund. So we just as well move it to things that we can actually utilize it for. So those are the changes. It again will net a 2.65% rate, as it has been for 9 years. I think it raised my first year on the council. So that is what is before us. This change, if adopted today, will take effect beginning of the year, as far as the allocation of funds out to the county and the other various stakeholders, which would be the towns, townships, schools, library.
Okay, any questions on that?
Same dollars as different properties.
Yes.
Make a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-12, modify the rates.
Second.
Motion been made and second to modify the rates and adopt the ordinance 2024-12. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we brought our joint again.
I did finally, after our last meeting, get a response. It took them requesting more money to get a response. In September, I received a response from Joint that they were awarded 38 of the 53 they requested. They stated as well they would pass 598 ineligible locations, which is part of the way we did things. However, that didn't really jive very well with what they proposed in the beginning, because they proposed in the beginning that if they got everything, they would be awarded for 53 eligible locations and would pass 470. So they went up 128 ineligible passings with, 15 fewer granted locations. I have asked how that is possible. That was dated September 22nd. September 24th, I received a response to that, that when those were removed, the ones that they didn't get, they adjusted their routes. And the theory is we've simply increased ineligible homes by utilizing different routes. We are double checking the 470 and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. That was September 24th. I've heard nothing since, and I have not asked another question about it because I have not had, it's been a back burner thing for me. As far as I'm concerned, that will be tabled. I would make a motion to table that again. And I will, as I now have maybe a little more time, I will try to force them to answer the rest of the questions that we have. To try to have some justification for what they're billing.
Yep.
Okay, we'll just remain tabled then if that's everybody's fine with that. So. Other than that, well, I think that's, something I'll mention, sometimes in the past we granted the auditor authority at the end of the year for transfers. You want to do that again this year, or that way, why it kind of helps?
I think so, because there's going to be things that need to be dealt with there, and I mean we can certainly grant that conditionally, or you can grant that with contacting you or a member of the body or something like that, or whatever. But
contact it conditionally and just do it. Just till the end of the year. Something like that, we need to form a motion to see what you guys will want. What we normally done is we get closer to the end of the year, our transfers need to be made. I don't want to have to call a special meeting for just a general transfer. So we'd normally just grant the order authority to make it, she's to report it at the next meeting to us. Nothing unusual, nothing out of the ordinary.
We have
just,
oftentimes excluded payroll too.
yeah, you could even exclude payroll if you want. And if you all are comfortable with something like that.
Saves a lot of trouble.
So we'll have to have one of you make a motion and second.
I'll make a motion to allow the auditor to make necessary transfers at year end,
Excluding payroll.
excluding payroll,
Until December, yeah.
until December 31st.
Second.
Motion's been made, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Well, that'll just give you authority, and you'll just report it to us at the next meeting, if you have to do that. You know, then we're just talking like out of category ones, I assume.
Yeah, the in category,
Yeah.
which she doesn't need us. to
Yeah, you
transfer.
don't need our approval for that, but the out of category ones is why. You can just
And you gotta
report
be
it.
careful with the cross-departmental ones
Yeah.
in the general fund and highway. Those require a resolution to do, so
Okay.
those are
I'll,
different animal.
I'll just run them by you to, just
That's fine.
an FYI.
Okay, that's fine. Welcome to the new job.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Welcome to our new auditor.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, thank you.
You want these back?
Yeah.
You're not gonna get to keep your blue folders, guys. They cost money.